The microscope is one of the tools used in the laboratory, so we need to know how to use and care for it. When you carry a microscope, you always want to use both hands. For one thing, these are pretty heavy. For another thing, they're fairly expensive, so you don't want to break it carrying it. You place one hand under the base of the microscope and one hand on the arm of the microscope and hold it close to your body so that you have good control. The microscopes we use are known as compound light microscopes. They're known as compound because they have two magnifying lenses. One is in the ocular and one is in the objective. They're known as light microscopes because they use light to help us see what we're viewing under the microscope. This is the most commonly used microscope in all laboratories. The arm sort of holds everything together, and the base is what the microscope sits on. The ocular, which is one of your magnifying lenses, is where you put your eye. This is sometimes also called the eyepiece. The objectives, which are the other magnifying lenses, are those lenses that are close to the object you're viewing. The light is in the base, and this is where our light source will be. The stage is where we're going to put the slide so that we can view it. Under the stage there is a little dial. This is called the iris diaphragm. The iris diaphragm will help us control how much light gets to our eye. The light should always be turned on at full spectrum so that we get good, true white light, but we want to make sure that we don't blind ourselves. So if the light is a little bright when you look through the ocular, you can use the iris diaphragm to close up the light hole just a little bit so that you don't get so much light coming to your eye. On the arm there are two knobs, sort of a knob within a knob. The outer, larger knob is the coarse adjustment knob. When you turn this knob, you'll see the stage move up and down. The inner, smaller knob is the fine adjustment knob. When you turn this knob, you don't see the stage move, but if you're looking through the oculars, this is what will help you find focus. This is what helps you tweak the focus so you can see things clearly. There are also a couple of knobs that hang down under the stage. These are the stage adjustment knobs. This is how you can move your slide around on the stage. Magnification makes things look bigger, and that's what microscopes do for us. As I said earlier, the compound scopes have two magnifying lenses, one in the ocular, the part you look through, and one in the objective, that part of the microscope that's close to the object at which you're looking. To get total magnification using both of the magnifying lenses, you multiply the magnification of each lens together. So the magnification of the ocular times the magnification of the objective will give you the total magnification that you're getting when you're using that particular objective. If you look at your ocular, you should see a number with an X after it. The X is how many times that particular lens magnifies. The ocular will magnify 10 times. You see the 10X here. That means it magnifies 10 times. We don't change out the oculars. The oculars remain the same all the time, so the ocular will always magnify 10 times. But the objectives rotate in the nose piece, and as we change objectives, we change the magnification. And again, there are numbers on the objectives that tell you how many times they magnify something. The first objective we're going to talk about is the short stubby objective that has the 4 on it. This is known as the scanning objective or the 4X objective. Since the ocular magnifies 10 times and this objective tells you it magnifies 4 times, the total magnification when you are using this objective would be 10 times 4 or 40X. If you rotate the next objective in place, this is known as the low power or 10X objective. You can see the 10 on it. This particular objective would give you 10 times 10 magnification, 10 for the ocular, 10 for the objective, or a magnification of 100 times total. And the high power objective has the 40 on it, so the total magnification with this particular objective is 10 times 40 or 400. And this is the highest magnification we'll use in this class. There are a couple of other microscope terms you need to know. One is resolution. Now resolution is a distance. In order for you to see two small items on a slide, there has to be enough space between them that light can pass between them. If there's not enough space for light to get between them, then you won't tell that they're two distinct objects. That's what resolution is. How far apart do two things have to be for you to see them as two distinct items? Field of vision or field is that lighted circle you see when you look through the ocular. When we say put something in the center of the field, we mean for you to use those stage adjustment knobs to move the slide so that whatever you're looking at is in the middle of that lighted circle. And depth of focus is simply the fact that not everything on that slide is perfectly flat. You're looking at it and you think, gosh, everything's all flat there. There's no depth there. But as you go to higher magnifications, you will realize that even on that thin slide, there's some things in layers. And you can't get all of the layers in focus simultaneously. So you will focus and have one part of your field in real sharp focus, but something over on the other side of the field will be a little fuzzy. When you try to focus on that fuzzy piece, what was in focus goes out of focus as you bring that sharper. That's because the items you're looking at are not laying side by side, but one is kind of on top of the other. It's really pretty simple to focus using a microscope. You start by turning on the microscope. This can be the trickiest part because microscopes turn on different ways. If they simply have an on-off switch, you simply flip that on and you're going to get standard lighting. Some of them have a dial that you turn on and the light gets brighter and brighter as you turn the dial further and further. If you have this kind of microscope, you want to make sure you always turn the light all the way on. You don't adjust your light using this on-off switch, you adjust the light using the iris diaphragm. You lower the stage using that coarse adjustment knob so you can put a slide on the stage. The slide clips should hold the slide in place. Put your 4x objective in place. Your scanning objective is going to let you go over that slide pretty quickly and find the part that you really want to look at. You'll then use the coarse adjustment knob and bring the slide close to the objective. The stage should stop automatically, but you always want to be watching to make sure that it does stop before it crashes into the objective. Use your stage adjustment knob to get the slide under the objective. Make sure that you have light coming through the slide so it looks like there's something on the slide. Now you look through the ocular. You start by using the coarse adjustment knob to find something to look at. Then as you want to sharpen the focus, you go to the fine adjustment knob. Because these scopes are parfocal, once you're in focus on that 4x objective, you're pretty much in focus on any of the objectives. So when you change your objective, you just need to use that fine adjustment knob to sharpen the focus a little bit. Make sure whatever you're looking at is in the center of your field, because as you go to higher magnifications, the part of the slide you're looking at gets smaller. If what you're looking at is sort of on the edge of your field, when you go to a higher magnification, that may no longer be in the field. So put what you're looking at in the center of your field, rotate the 10x objective in place, look through the ocular, and just tweak the focus with the fine focus knob. You can do the same thing if you want to look at it even larger. If it's something you want to magnify more, simply rotate the 40x objective in place and again, just use the fine focus knob. When you're finished at the end of the day, you want to use the coarse adjustment knob to lower the stage so you can easily remove the slide. Return the slide to the appropriate area. There is special lens paper that is used to clean the lenses of your microscope. You clean the ocular and then each of the objective lenses. Put the 4x objective in place and raise the stage. Do whatever you need to with the cord, and then return the scope to its appropriate place.